Welcome to the Quantum Soul Portal podcast. Here we explore quantum healing, spiritual awakening, and the deeper journey of the soul. I'm your host, Heather Hink. I'm a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner and the founder of the Quantum Soul Portal. I work with clients around the world through hypnosis and energetic field work to support deep healing, inner guidance, and connecting with your multidimensional self. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to the Quantum Soul Portal podcast. I'm your host, Heather Hink. I'm glad to be here with you once again. In today's episode, we're going to have a fun conversation all about the Sirian Council of Light. One of the things that I absolutely love to do and love to talk about are the Galactic guides. They have been a huge part of my journey since my awakening. I've been sharing parts of my awakening throughout this podcast, things that I've been through. I shared in a previous episode that as I began moving through my awakening and realizing that this universe is so much bigger than we believe, we are not the only ones that exist, I began to understand that there are many different races, and it's bigger than just galactics. There are angels, there are elementals, fairies, there are dragons, there are beings of light that we can't imagine, incarnated and not incarnated into physical body, beings of light. And along my journey as a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, I have had the absolute honor and privilege of speaking to so many of these amazing races, getting to know a little bit more about them, connecting with them in many different ways through hypnosis sessions and also through channeled messages sessions. I did that for about 3.5 years, where we connected with the guides, the angels, the star families, the beings of light who stepped forward for my clients. I have many of those sessions on my YouTube channel, not my podcast YouTube channel, but I have another one. You can find me at Quantum Healing Within. And there I share a lot of my hypnosis sessions that I have had throughout the years with amazing clients. And I share a lot of these channeled messages sessions simply because I love sharing this higher knowledge. I have always been drawn to connecting with these beings. I felt more like a bridge. I know many of you are bridges between the earth and the stars. Many of you are connecting with guides and angels in many different ways, and I just think it's such an amazing time to be alive. So many incredible things that we're experiencing. I will say that many of the clients that I work with, they are very connected to their divine teams of light, but they don't always trust what's coming through. Is this me? Am I making this information up, or is this truly coming from higher divine beings? And it's just a matter of practicing, learning discernment, and just opening up your mind and allowing these amazing connections to come through. So I have connected with many, many different races. I actually have a PowerPoint somewhere. It was like a workshop where I took people through all of these different groups. We did channeled messages from all of these different groups. I think we had Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Sirians, the Lyrans. I think we had beings from Orion. We had fairies and angels, and each group delivered different messages for the workshop. So we did channeled messages, and then I had a PowerPoint of all of these different groups that I have collected, personally spoken with, or that have joined us for messages sessions. Put them into a 2-page PowerPoint. I think there were about 150 different races. And that's just a drop in the bucket. There are so many. The universe is vast. There are so many more groups than we can possibly imagine. Councils, ascended masters, you name it, it's out there. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing is helping people get to know these galactic groups, because I think we're moving through a time where we are opening up our consciousness more. Well, I know we're moving through a time where we're opening up our consciousness more, but really we've kind of been quarantined, this planet over here off in the corner for a bit, because we've had to go through some dark energies and recalibrate ourselves and remember who we are, and we're moving through that process right now. And as we do, I feel eventually we're going to take our rightful place as part of a bigger galactic community. And we're going to understand that all of these races exist, and honestly that they've been here for a very long time. We have already had interactions with many of them. Our government is well aware of them. Disclosure is rolling out right now, and it's really interesting to watch. Of course, I have a very different perspective than what I'm seeing play out on the main stage, but that's okay. We all have our different perspectives based on our interaction with these guides, and everybody has different interactions, some good, some not so good. But my interactions have always been very positive. These beings of light are very loving. They are here supporting us right now. And I would say, there's so many out there who want these beings to come and save us and save this planet and turn everything around, and they are doing so much. They truly are. But really, they want us to remember how powerful that we are. We are them. If you are on this channel, more than likely you're a starseed, a light worker, an empath, a very sensitive soul. And you came here to hold the light, to anchor the light into this planet. You came here with a role to play. Not everybody's role is grand as we move towards what many call the ascension or the shift in consciousness. Sometimes it's just to hold the light. We need more people who can just hold a higher frequency. But the guides have been reminding me lately that we're no different from them. We are from the stars. We are these beings of light who have come down, who have descended into these physical bodies to help hold the frequency of this planet. So we are just as powerful as they are, which is pretty amazing. You kind of forget when you get in these human bodies, don't you? All right, so what I wanted to do in this episode is I wanted to bring through some channeled information that I brought forward about the Sirian Council of Light. I adore the Sirians. I have this sort of idea about them based on the clients that I have worked with that are Sirian, and based on the channeled information that has come from the Sirians. And I think it's so funny. I've had many clients who have come through and they have a big problem with this planet. They don't understand why abundance isn't their birthright. They don't understand why everything shouldn't just be handed to them. Now, I'm not saying that all Sirians are like this, but what I have found is that when you are a being on Sirius, and of course there are Sirius A and B, and of course the lesser C, so those are the primary suns. These beings tend to just be able to manifest, like that is just what they know to do. And they have everything that they need. They don't want for anything. And so they come down to planet Earth, incarnate into these heavy, dense bodies in this heavy, dense reality where manifestation just doesn't quite work in the way that it does for them when they're incarnated on Sirius. And they don't understand. Their soul is like, wait a minute, why am I not just gifted with everything that I desire? And it's been funny because this has happened throughout quite a few sessions, not all of them, but some of them. And so when we ask the guides, when we ask the Sirians, they will say, yes, that they're just used to having everything that they need. And from a soul level, it just doesn't make sense. So they just don't resonate with this planet. I get it. I think many of us feel that way as well. But the Sirians have always been very beautiful. I feel like they're very powerful. They always feel very royal to me when we're listening to channeled messages from them. It just feels like they have this royal essence about them. And they're just beautiful souls. Now, I've interacted with many Sirian beings throughout many hypnosis sessions, quantum healing hypnosis sessions. And these beings are often, they can be aquatic beings where they're just all in the water. And these could be our dolphins and whales. Our dolphins and whales, my understanding, come from Sirius. They're very powerful and magical and hold a very unique frequency here on this planet. And many people who are Sirians feel very connected to whales and dolphins and sea life, ocean types of fish and things. They feel very drawn to them, and that could be a Sirian connection. There are also land beings, though, and some that can go in between. So inside the Quantum Soul Portal, I create a lot of different guided meditations and activation journeys, and we've done some to Sirius where we connect in with the waters of Sirius, which are very healing. And you can actually do this in a guided meditation, moving into the quantum realm. We can travel to Sirius. It's almost like your consciousness can kind of not disconnect fully from your body, but in that sort of deep meditation, just like we do in a hypnosis session, your consciousness can move and you can actually experience the waters of Sirius. You can visually see what's happening there. You can connect in with the beings and the creatures and all the things, and you can really feel the energies move. I've experienced this in many sessions that we've done where we've traveled to Sirius. So that's a lot of fun. But I brought in, this was in the month of February inside the portal. We did a month of, since February is Valentine's Day, I wanted to do a month of love, and the Sirian Council of Light joined me to bring through some transmissions and even a beautiful activation, the Temple of the Sapphire Heart, which I'm going to walk you through at the end of this podcast. So if you'd like to do this Sirian activation, stay with me. So I'm just going to share some of the transmission that came through. If you feel drawn to Sirius or Sirians, or are just curious to learn more about these beings, I'm going to share some of the information that I channeled in and that I have located in the portal. I do this from time to time where I bring through channeled transmissions from different galactic groups, different elemental groups, different beings of light, just so that we can get to know them a little bit more and make it not so strange that there are other beings out there. And so they start out and they share with me that the lineage of Sirius and Earth is very ancient, and that so many people that are here carry Sirian imprints within your soul record. And they say, for your world and for ours, we have shared teachers, codes, and sacred architecture since before the shaping of your oceans. And they say Sirius is not a single world, but a vast trinary system of consciousness. The primary suns, Sirius A, B, and the lesser C, are anchors for different expressions of divine creation. And around these stars exist harmonic realms rather than solid planets as you know them. And they go on to share that life moves as light structured through geometry, sound, and plasma. And they live within luminous cities formed of crystalline consciousness. And they say that these are not built but sung into being. Their frequencies held stable through collective intention. So I love that because I've had so many sessions where the guides talk about singing worlds into being, like creation, singing it into being. The voice is very powerful. The frequency and the vibration that comes through your voice is extremely powerful. And the guides in different sessions are always saying, you need to hum more or tone or tune and bring those vibrations to the surface because they're very, very powerful. So they carry on and say, our civilizations are layered in density. Some of us dwell in semi-physical forms of radiant matter, others in pure light fields. And we move through corridors of resonance rather than space. Travel is a shift in frequency, not so much a location. So these are beings that can move in and out of light form. So they are more crystalline, more plasmic in nature than physical like we are, and they can simply move in and out of space, which is pretty amazing. And so I had asked them to bring through some information about how relationships were in Sirius, because that's what we were focusing on in February in the Quantum Soul Portal. And they say in Sirian realms, love is the fundamental law that organizes consciousness, and relationship is not sought to complete the self, but to celebrate the shared current of source through another expression. They say our unions are energy harmonics, and we merge as separate, or we merge and separate as currents in an ocean flowing in coherence together. And partnerships exist as chosen harmonic pairings, often for cycles of creation, teaching, and exploration. We join in what you might call divine projects, the weaving of new light geometries, planetary guidance missions, or the evolution of star children. And they continue on and they say our intimacy is frequency-based rather than physical. It is experienced as full energetic merging through the heart centers, where two or more fields become a single tone. And the higher Sirian temples are devoted to cultivating this tone of divine coherence. There, we learn to sustain love as a state of being rather than an emotion. The heart is the key instrument, trained to hold unconditional resonance. And this practice allows us to transmit stabilizing frequencies to evolving worlds, such as yours. So the next question, we talked about their connection with Earth and with the starseeds at this time, and they share that Sirius has long served as a bridge between form and formlessness. We guided early civilizations on Earth, particularly those in Kim, which is ancient Egypt, and the lands of Lemuria and Mu, to remember how spirit shapes matter. The teachings of sacred geometry, sound, and the use of light in healing all carry Sirian signatures. And they say many of you who hear these words are Sirian souls who volunteered to incarnate on Earth to anchor those frequencies once more. And you feel drawn to the water, and to sacred geometry, and to dolphins, and to whales, and these are expressions of the Sirian field manifest within Earth's biosphere. They say the great crustaceans are our ambassadors, maintaining acoustic communication lines between our worlds through the planetary waters. And so the next thing we talk about is life. I was like, what is life like for Sirians and within the Sirian councils? And they shared with me that the Sirian Council of Light functions as a harmonic convergence with many orders. There are healers and architects and star navigators and planetary stewards. And we convene within the crystalline halls that exist as resonant fields of consciousness. And within these halls, we observe the evolution of worlds, weaving light codes to support planetary ascension cycles. And our service is guided by compassion. And they share, because I'm very connected with the Arcturians and the Pleiadians, so they share the Arcturians bring the geometry of form, and the Pleiadians bring the frequency of emotional evolution, but we hold the bridge that allows both to manifest coherently in matter. And I would say it's funny because I feel like my two primary teams that I've connected with are always the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, but the Sirians have always been right there as well. I feel like they kind of sit right in the background, and I really do believe that they blend everything. My work that I do, they kind of blend it all together. So I love that they said that. And so I ask how they experience love. And they say love in Sirius is the continual recognition of self in all things. When we look upon another being, we see the hologram of Source reflected perfectly. Isn't that lovely? Here on Earth, we begin to understand that the people in our life are often mirrors reflecting back to us something. Are they reflecting back your power and your beauty and your radiance, or are they reflecting back your wounding and where things need to be healed? That often happens. So I love that they say when they look upon another being, they see the hologram of Source reflected perfectly. And our joy comes from harmonizing with that reflection. And they say when we observe humanity, we see love learning to remember itself through contrast. That is so true. There's a lot of contrast on this planet. And they say they honor this. For when love awakens with density, its radiance becomes exponential. And they share that you are living the rarest alchemy, spirit discovering itself through embodiment. So as they close this transmission, they shared with the group, they say, as you open your hearts to us, we open our luminous halls to you. When you meditate or call upon the Sirian Council, you may feel a soft wave of blue-white light encircle your crown and flow down through your heart. And this is our greeting. Within that current lies encoded remembrance of who you are, where you have been, and the unity that underlies all creation. And they say, breathe into that light and know that you are remembered and you are never separate from the stars. And they end with, we are the Sirian Council of Light, and we honor your courage in awakening love within matter. For in doing so, you bring the stars home to Earth. So I thought that was a beautiful transmission. Like I said, I bring these into the Quantum Soul Portal just to help us get to know these different galactic groups. And so many people connect with them, and it sparks something within you, and you think, oh, I have that connection. And I love that so much. I like being that bridge between humans and our galactic brothers and sisters. So what I want to do before we end this podcast is, if you're still here with me, I want to bring through, I want to share with you this activation that they shared with me. And this was for our group to move through. And this is called the Temple of the Sapphire Heart. They say this is an activation of remembrance and a return to the Sirian current of crystalline coherence. And it can be used by any soul who feels called to embody higher love, to anchor unity, and to restore the codes of divine harmony within the human field. So if you'd like to move through this guided activation, just go ahead and sit down or lie down comfortably and just begin to breathe deeply and slowly. And as you breathe in, just breathe in light into the body. And as you exhale, just release any density or heaviness from the day. And just begin to visualize a column of blue-white light descending from the Sirian suns. And it flows through your crown and down the spine and into the heart. And it anchors into the crystalline core of Gaia. And just feel the balance, heaven and earth, within you and around you. And we'll move into the first phase of this journey, which is entering the Temple of the Sapphire Heart. And you can just speak this within if you like. You can say, I open the gateway to the Sirian Temple of the Sapphire Heart. I enter in purity, guided by my higher self, under the guardianship of the Sirian Council of Light. And as you breathe, imagine a shimmering ocean of light unfolding around you. And the space feels both watery and crystalline, a field of liquid luminescence. And beneath your feet, just imagine glowing symbols that pulse in rhythmic patterns, the sacred geometry of Sirian consciousness. And at the center of this temple stands a great crystalline sphere, deep blue with veins of silver light. And this is the heart of Sirius. Imagine stepping closer and feel its pulse begin to synchronize with your own. And now we move into the activation with the Sirian light codes. Simply place your attention in your heart and see a small sphere of golden light ignite within your chest. And as the Sirian light descends through your crown, it touches this golden core, turning it sapphire blue. And the moment the two merge, a radiant current moves through every cell of your body. And you can repeat inwardly or aloud. I receive the crystalline codes of the Sirian heart. I remember my divine origin. I embody the law of love through every action, every breath, and every thought. And the sapphire light expands through your chest, radiating out in concentric waves. And with each pulse, it clears distortion and awakens dormant memory strands within your crystalline DNA. Just notice what you feel here. And now we move into the Triad of coherence. Begin to visualize 3 points of light forming within your body. At the heart is a glowing sapphire blue, and at the third eye is a glowing silvery white, and at the crown is glowing golden light. And these 3 points begin to align in perfect coherence, forming a vertical beam of light through your central column. And this triad represents love at the heart, and vision at the third eye, and divine will at the crown. And together they create the Sirian Trinity of embodied wisdom. And you can say within, I align my heart, vision, and divine will in perfect coherence with Source. I am a vessel of crystalline love on earth. And as these words vibrate through your field, the Sirian frequencies seal into your energy body as shimmering geometric filaments. And now let's connect to the Sirian star stream. Imagine yourself standing upon the shores of a luminous Sirian ocean, and the water glows blue-white beneath a radiant trinary sun. And from the horizon, waves of light begin to rise and move towards you. And each wave carries codes of remembrance for different aspects of your multidimensional self. Allow them to wash over you. And with each wave, say softly, I remember who I am. I remember where I come from. And I remember why I am here. And now we anchor to earth. As the light settles, simply bring your awareness back to your physical body and feel your heartbeat and your breath and your connection to Gaia. And imagine roots of sapphire light descending from the soles of your feet deep into the crystalline grid of the earth. And you can affirm, I anchor the Sirian light codes into Gaia for the benefit of all beings. May these frequencies serve the evolution of love upon earth. Take a few deep breaths in here. And on the final exhale, simply imagine the blue-white light condensing into a soft glow within your heart. Always accessible, always present. And you may close with gratitude by saying, I thank the Sirian Council of Light, my higher self, and all beings of the one source. It is done. It is sealed in love. And just sit there for just a few minutes and allow the integration to continue. This practice strengthens the crystalline heart field and awakens dormant Sirian memory codes, and it harmonizes the triad of heart, mind, and spirit. And it supports Sirian starseeds in remembering their purpose and assists all beings in embodying higher frequencies of love as a living current on earth. So I hope you enjoyed that activation. Feel free to revisit it if it sparked something in you. I love coming back to these sometimes because they just continue to activate more of a remembrance, more of an opening within us, more of a connection. It might allow your beautiful Sirian guides to come in a little stronger and connect with you. And if you enjoyed that activation, we do so many of these. That is just one example of many that we do every single month inside the Quantum Soul Portal. I created this space to help people on their awakening journey. As a hypnosis practitioner, this is one of the things that I see so many struggling with, as you start realizing you're so much bigger than this human body, and you're kind of looking for a place to say, what is happening to me? Help me with what I'm moving through. I would need to learn more, and I've created this space to sort of house all of that. It is helping the remembrance of who you are. It's helping you to connect to your guides. We do these beautiful guided journeys and activations. We have monthly themes. We have lots of live group sessions, which my team is saying has never been more important. One of us is powerful, especially when we're doing our inner work. But when we get together as a group, we radiate frequencies of light, frequencies of healing, frequencies of love out into the collective, down into Gaia. And so we do that work as well inside the portal. It's not just, I always say to my group, this is not just for us. Like, we are getting the healing, the growth, the expansion, the connection, all the good stuff. But really what we're doing is we are working with our divine teams of light to hold these codes just like the Sirians brought in. And as we hold them in our vessel, we radiate them out for others to connect with. My guides have said we are bridges. I am a bridge. I've been connecting clients to their star families for many years now, but we're all bridges to New Earth, where we hold these divine frequencies, codes, keys, and activations for those who are either not here to move through an awakening in this way, but still need the extra assistance. Well, many of us are doing it for them. So that's a big job. So many people ask, what is my mission and my path? Well, it's to hold the light, and it's so needed right now. So that's a big, big mission. Even if you're not doing much of anything, but just trying to enjoy your life as best that you can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed getting to know the Sirian Council of Light. That is just what came through me. I know there are many people who channel the Sirians, and they may look different through other people, but that is what they shared with me. Even the Sirian councils are very expansive. So to think that there is just one, I feel like there are many, and we're all connected to different parts of those councils. Many of us have our own higher aspects that are part of these councils, and that's how we connect. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you feel connected to the Sirians, if you channel the Sirians, if you have ever had an experience, I'd love to hear about it. If you're listening to this on a platform that allows comments, please let me know. Let me know if you enjoyed that activation, if you felt anything. I always enjoy hearing what people experience when we move through those. That was a quick one. A lot of the ones I do in the portal are a lot longer, so that was a little quick one, but go back through it if you feel like you need it. Thank you so much for joining me in yet another Quantum Soul Portal podcast, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Quantum Soul Portal podcast. If you'd like to explore more of my work or find ways to work with me, you can visit quantumhealingwithin.com and quantumsoulportal.com. I'm so grateful you're here, and I'll see you in the next episode.